Are you looking to get involved in the cryptocurrency sphere but can't quite figure out your best shot? ICX 101 is here to your rescue. Introducing Icomics, the crypto backbone to your needs with a limited supply of just 200 million. Backed by all current and future projects of ICX 101, Icomics offers usability like no other alternative out there, as it can be traded for tangible goods and services. Boost your wealth just by holding on to your Icomics coins, and enjoy valuable incentives on using your coins every time. It just cannot get any better. Powered by Tron with low fees and faster transactions, you're entitled to complete ownership of your Icomics coins once they're in your wallet. With forecasted exponential growth with time due to limited supply, Icomics is ready to take over the crypto world by providing a platform that everyone loves and needs. What more could you ask for? So get hold of your Icomics tokens now by getting involved with ICX 101, and don't miss another chance of changing your life from the crypto world again. Icomics, powered by innovation.
Fiat currency. But then
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it has to do with fiat currency. But with the cryptocurrency, it has, even though the fiat currency is not something you can see physically when trading.
Okay.
That one, I'll just for the sake of clarity, that one is fiat trading. Yeah. Then the cryptocurrency is more like a digital currency, like the Bitcoin, and our own, which is coming, the Icomics.
Okay.
Yeah, those ones are crypto.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Happy, you raise up your hand again. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. To me, the difference I've seen between both is in forex trading, one major thing I've seen that in forex trading, you can lose all your money if some rules like log size, money management, stop loss and trade profit are not followed. You can lose all your money. But in crypto trading, as I trade for about 3 months, I've seen that for that one, you can only lose if you wish to lose, because that one, the longer you hold, the longer you gain. Because it can depreciate, but you will not lose the value of the coin, but you will lose the value of the amount you used to buy. So this is the major difference I have seen so far.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So Forex market see daily trading 24 hours per day, 5 days per week. Crypto market do not see the same. That's from Nana Ekia. All right. I want all of us to understand something. I hear people who say, I'm learning Forex trading. When I am done, I'm going to pay another money to learn crypto trading. You're going to waste money, because there is no technical difference between the two. Now let's go to the chart. Let me show you guys something quickly. What is the difference between this move? This is gold and this is BTC. This is gold and this is BTC and this is gold. We see candlesticks on them. We see moving averages. We see support and resistances. We see demand and supply. We see institutional trading or order. We see block, and so on and so forth. Now, the act of gives the name of what you are doing. So the art of crypto. So the art of exchanging crypto against crypto has given me that name, trading crypto. The act of trading or the act of exchanging currency against currency gives me that name, Forex. Then somebody will ask, what of currency against crypto? Okay. What of currency against crypto? Now, when you are trading BTC USDT, you are trading crypto. But when you are going with BTC USD, that means we are looking at crypto and fiat. You are not trading crypto, you are not trading currency, but you are trading crypto and currency. So if there is a technical formation between the two, it means that sharing ideas between those two can make you play around all of them. Okay, now, why I want to start my class today with this is that many of you are losing money chasing, excuse me to use the word, crypto trading. Now, when we take crypto itself, the word crypto means encryption. I learned that when I was reading cryptography 2013. Encryption. At the same time, the word crypto means invisible. So when I want to explain crypto, Bitcoin to someone, I comment to someone, and the person, I know that looking at this person's demeanor, the person will challenge me too much by hearing the word crypto. I will say invisible, invisible currency. And truthfully, it's invisible. I will say encryption or secured. Because when we take crypto as a whole, we have a lot of technicalities there. We have algorithm, we have consensus, we have flowcharts, we have discrete mathematics, and a lot of things that comes together to form cryptocurrency. Now, they can be a digital currency and not crypto, and they can be a crypto and not digital currency or reciprocal. So there are some coins we have that are playing around the market. They are not cryptocurrencies. They are just digital currencies embedded in a crypto space. Before a cryptocurrency comes into existence, there have to be something called blockchain. And the blockchain gives birth to a cryptocurrency. So for instance, if Mr. Happy creates Happy blockchain, then it means that he will create, to test that Happy blockchain, he must create Happy coin. So let's understand these things so that when we are in the market, we are in the world, nobody will just come and take advantage of you and then take the little money you have, all in the name of they want to teach you crypto trading. Now, when we go to crypto, and the most popular trading platform is Binance, is that we have future trading and spot trading. Those who are in that field will understand better. We have future trading and spot trading. Now, any of them that you choose to play in determines the rules that govern it. There is one side that goes with stop loss. There is one side that doesn't really go with stop loss. And we have the staking. So for instance, those holding Icomics through the multi-level marketing aspect, what are they doing? They are doing, or already they are doing staking, because at the end of the day, you are making some gains in crypto value on the coin. You are making some gains crypto value on the coin. Now we need to get to that point where we understand these things, because now our coin is on CoinGecko. God willing, by end of this week, getting to next week, we will hit coin market cap, and we'll have so many things to explain to people. There are a lot of things that people will not understand that we need to let them understand. Somebody will come to you, so why should I buy your coin and not go and buy Ethereum? Why should I buy Icomics token and not to go and buy, what will I mention, Litecoin? Why should I buy Icomics token and then not Shiba? Why should I buy Icomics token, not Dogecoin, not Ripple, not Electronium, not Ethereum Classic? So all those questions, when they come, it is how you understand crypto that will actually pave the way for you to explain that. So what we are learning Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., you can use it to trade anything tradable in the world, including stocks, including bonds, including futures, including commodities. Why? Because the rules that we are applying goes across. Now, why do I say so? I want you to understand that when it comes to learning Forex trading, currency against currency, 1 week is too much. And those who follow that 1 week rule, they go up, they come back and pay their teachers another $100 for another 1 week. Then after that, they go back again and they come and pay their teachers another $200 and learn, because they have splitted it to make it look like what I'm teaching you at version A is different from what you are learning at version B. All right. Now, those of you who the aspect Mr. Happy explained is that, let's say I am doing what we call dollar cost averaging. So I have my crypto portfolio, and there are coins there from 2016 that are untouched. So whether the coin goes to $100,000 is there. Whether it comes to negative $0.1 is still there. Because when you come to the dollar cost averaging, we look at the quantity of the coin we have. For example, let's say a time came in history where you want to buy a car, you want to buy, let's say, Bentley, and they told you it is 100,000 Icomics token, and you don't have 100,000 Icomics token. And let's say at that time, there is nothing like value, whereby you say, okay, 100,000 Icomics token is equivalent to, let's say, $100,000 or $200,000. So those who are doing dollar cost averaging, they are looking at that aspect of crypto. So that if a time comes and then you want to buy a land, like we are doing in Metaverse, NFTs, decentralized finance, and so many more, as we are doing there already, the same thing that we are going to do. So there is a time coming where value, as far as placed on US dollar, will become invalid. So it is time 19 people of us here can now help people to understand that holding a quantity of cryptocurrency is better than understanding the value in dollars. Because let's assume there is nothing like US dollar. There is nothing like pounds. There is nothing like Naira. There is nothing like Ghana cedis. Rands are not there. And then it's just gold. And everything is placed according to gold. That means there is no value added as far as the US dollar is concerned. So this is the real agenda for crypto currency. So trading is just the ability to move one currency, whether it is invisible, whether it is secured, whether it is non-fungible, whether it is fungible, against the other. All right. So the way we hold this class will reveal a lot of tangible reasons for you to understand the crypto space, also understand the Forex market. Another thing you must also understand is this. These things, especially the Forex market, are all algorithmic structured. They are algorithmic. Because one open question I'll ask everybody is that, what is the total value of US dollar do we have in the world? Who knows the total, when you put all US dollars in the world together, how much do you think is in the world? Then pounds, yen, euro, so on and so forth. If you can put all together, is it up to 6.6 trillion? The answer is no. And that paper money, according to a research I made recently, over 6 million of the notes, especially US dollar, is destroyed daily. They mash it, they crash it daily. When it is old, torn, they write on it, all those stuff. So the world itself is algorithm. So we have to get to that point where we understand and accept virtual reality, which is what we are calling crypto blockchain. And then we are advancing to the layer 3, which is the Web 3. And that is when Ethereum will become more reasonable. And then one way or the other, too, we also understand the main reason why this Russia-Ukraine issue has started, which will also help us understand why the US, one way or the other, is now forcing countries to accept cryptocurrencies. Why we also understand why Malaysia, China will one day not be crashing miners. All right, so this is a call for everybody. I don't know how other countries say it. All right, so let's get back to, you can be dropping your questions if you don't understand something, and I will drop it down for you. All right, so I believe everybody here has follow us on Twitter, that is ICS. I want to clarify something. The links I posted around are not my personal links. They are for the management. So don't hesitate to follow it. Now, the community of exchanges, coin listers, they want to see how our community is reacting towards our project. Okay, I just can't release some data here. But the point is that there is an exchanger that's supposed to list us yesterday. And then they are monitoring our Twitter. Yeah, unfortunately, our Telegram platform is a channel, so no communication is happening there. They are monitoring our Facebook because those are the information they have about the business. So how the interactions goes will determine how fast they will list us. And we all know the advantages when your coin has more than one exchanges. Okay, so very soon we'll be listing on Coin Tiger and so many other ones coming up. Okay, so if you have the opportunity, if you don't have the opportunity, just like the Facebook page. If you are not on Twitter, don't worry, just go and follow us on Twitter. Follow on the Instagram as well, and any of the social media that will come. Social medias that will come. Let's write positive information. Let's go there and vote. Okay, that's all. When you log there, you are using the app, you'll see that that thing that will come and say, how do you feel about Icomics token today? Just give it a positive. That's all. That's all we need to do. And I think we are over 10,000. But when this was not really officially announced, but when we threw it on the platform, we're expecting I was expecting at least 1,000 votes by now. But surprisingly, when I checked, we have less than 50. So I don't know if we are not happy with the project that it is listed, or we don't want to communicate around it, or we don't see the value of the social media aspect. So please do well to like, share. The community is not only for ICS members, it's for everybody in the world as far as crypto space, trading space is in concern. All right. So let's do that for our own selves. Once you put 10 worth, $1, 1 naira into Icomics or ICS, you have the reason to gain much from it. So that is it. All right, so we were analyzing gold. We're analyzing the coin market cap, and then okay, GBP USD was recommended by someone the last time. So let's look at how these three respected our analysis on Monday. Now, I can boldly tell you right now that if you are able to understand the movement of BTC or the movement of the coin market cap, you can always anticipate and get the direction of Bitcoin. All right. Now, there is a hike from this level. There's a hike on this support, which means that the support we spotted 2 weeks ago still respecting, and then finally broke this resistance and broke our trend line. Okay, now what is a trend line? The diagonal line connecting higher highs or the highs and the lows. So the top one will be more or less like the resistance trend line, but everybody mentioned it as trend line. Okay, so we have one connection here. The second touch will be in this region. The third touch will be here. Then this one broke it, came back, and now break it. So what is the next expected movement for the crypto market? So I am going to expect a retest on, now let me explain that. When price broke, let's say price break here, and then let's say it breaks here. The ability of it to come back to respect price action is called test. When it goes and come back again, it's retest. Okay. So this is breakout. But if price did not come back to where it broke it from, then it is not breakout. It's more or less like fake out. Now, we have people who trade fake outs, and we have people who trade breakout. Now, those who trade breakout, even though price broke it, maybe they one way or the other take this buy. And those who are waiting for structure, and those who are waiting for confirmation of trend line, they will now wait to see market coming back to this level before they get their confirmation and buy. They wait for long. Okay. Now let's look at what would have happened if you are a fake out trader. So if you are a fake out trader here and price push up, and then let's say you buy and you put your take profit somewhere here, okay, because it just break out, then what will happen? You'll be in negative and maybe trade will hit your stop loss. But those who are breakout traders, they will now wait after the move come back here and they see confirmation that it is going to bounce. So those people now enter their buy, right? So that is one different thing we need to understand when it comes to trading. Now let's go to BTC and also check something here. We'll see some similarities. Now, what I'm really trying for everybody here to understand is observational trading. Okay. Aside the technicalities and every other thing, what are those things that you are just using your eyes to monitor? All right. Now, those who follow the class for some time will bear with me that we say there are some points here where market run. So after this level, we see this push up. And the same thing just happened here. Just ran up again. Okay. So after this consolidation, what do we expect? Now, when you look at this move here, price continued direct without much consolidation. But at this point, price one way or the other is consolidating, which means that BTC can come to this level, but it will not go with that massive move again. It is going to do as how it fell. Okay, now how does it feel? So it means that we should be expecting, these are just projections, we should be expecting something like this to repeat itself somewhere here. And then price come to a level here. So now, those of you expecting market should go up, that is what you should be looking at. Then those of us expecting maybe it should come down, we are now coming to do analysis this way. So we are now coming to say, okay, looking at this, we have a level that was broken here. So we are expecting that if not for anything, price should come back to this level and tell us that it has finally break out. Then give us a test. Then we expect a bullish move. First to this level, then it breaks that level, come back here and push it. So at the end of the day, those who will now jump into the market because BTC got here, they will see more or less like a consolidation. They will see small profit, small loss, small profit, small loss, small profit, small loss. And then if market decide to do this here by retesting, then they will see this negative before market decide to go their way. What if it decide to come and test the trend line? That means we are expecting this rally down again. Sorry. We are expecting the rally down here, which means that one way or the other, it has to come back and test here again before finally pushing up. All right. So this is how our projection will be looking at for this week and a few weeks. And then the fundamental analysis, the positive information is coming up. That is giving the direction of the market and other stuff have to also come in place to validate our move. So when you are looking at BTC, you must be looking at the news and then understand the reason why the moves are happening that way. So we also have another thing to look at here. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3. I don't know if someone is here and can remember a statement I made on Monday according to a low that will be higher than the previous low. If you remember, congratulations, because it happened here. The lows became higher than the previous highs. So if you remember that you would have entered a buy today, yesterday, and make this move when it was 38,000 before it shot out, you would have made that profit if you remember that particular information, which means that 1, 2, 3, this is the lowest, then this low is above this low, then this low is above this low, this low is above this low, and this low is above this low. And then that's the momentum we used to go up. All right, so every information we are putting across one way or the other is playing out slowly, and then we are understanding the concept, I guess. All right. Now let's come to gold. Gold has really done an amazing and beautiful work for us. The bullish move we expected went well after a retest on the zone, and then create a new high here. So now this is our new high, which more or less looks like a zone. So we are now going to use the rectangular system and spot our zone here. Okay. Now, what next? Now, what next will happen based on what fundamental analysis is telling us right now. Probably the US dollar is gaining some positive reasons to gain strength. So it's affecting gold to sell. Now, if we are looking at Confluence, why now that BTC is buying and gold is selling? Then previously, why was gold buying and crypto was selling? So these are rhetorical questions we ask ourselves to let us understand the kind of system we are operating in. Okay, so one can be buying, the other can be selling for multiple reasons. Okay, so now, after this high was created, it created a high, an equal high, lower than this. Then it then changed direction, then break to this structure. So at that point, we were expecting a buy from this level before. So we actually go in for a buy here, put our stop loss at 2,000, and then it hit the stop loss. So now what are we expecting? What we are expecting is that gold can make a move to test this structure. Okay, it can make a move to test this zone, and then fall up to this level. Test it and then keep falling up to this level. Or it's coming to create a new layer here of support. So let me spot it now. So meaning we are one way or the other, you can create a layer of support here. Okay, so let's say it is creating a layer of support here. Then means that gold will come back to this level here. Come back to this level here. And then test on this low. Then push up to the top. Now, these are the normal things that we keep repeating every day. If it didn't go well, we learn, we come back, we observe, we go into the market. If it didn't go well, we learn, we come back, we observe. So now, those of you who fall in love with gold, if you want to move, it goes very beautiful. And then if you want to go against you, it goes against us, very beautiful. So now, we have a break of structure here. Okay. Those of you who follow me to advanced level, when we are learning order blocks, then institutional trading flow, you'll get to understand better. So it has break structure. And then after it broke the structure, it came back to confirm that structure as a resistance. And came back again to create equal lows. But the previous low was fundamental and came as low as this level. So if we want to extend our zone our zone will come up to this level. That's our zone. So the next move is how it breaks the 2000 zone, and then how it will convert the 2021 zone to a resistance or support, determine how it will go back to 2070. All right. So let's keep an eye on it, and then let's practice. Now, on Monday, I introduced all of us, including myself, to 4 moving averages. Okay. So if you were to use any of the moving averages, especially the lowest one, you would have got a sell entry here. Now, there is Confluence. We have Confluence here. Let me circle it. So we have a Confluence. Okay, a moment. So we have a Confluence here. 1. There is a candlestick pattern called pin bar. There's a candlestick pattern called pin bar. That is for rejection on the 15-minute time frame, and give us a bearish Marubozu, which we are going to look at. So please, you can start doing research on types of candlesticks. And from there, it gives us evening star. Hey, money, one of them is morning star, one of them is evening star. So you see the action like this. See the action like this. Then you see one like this, and you see the other one like this. So after that, your entry level should be somewhere here. Then market rundown. That's first Confluence. The second Confluence is the moving averages cross each other. That's the second Confluence. So with that, you would have catch this sell and take your profit here. Sorry, let me annotate that one too. And take your profit on this level. Then get another entry here again. There's another rejection. So by that time, this Confluence is 3. There was a level of resistance here before it broke it. Come back and test it. So it broke it, come back and test it, break it down, go back and test it. So the history repeated on the left-hand side determines what is happening on the right-hand side. All right. What happened previously has infected itself and happened here. So at that point, you have a reason to what? Enter another cell immediately and run it up to this level here. You will just put it somewhere here. So this news will give you profit. Then another entry comes here for you again, where you have this attempt as if you want to break it, but end up bouncing it. Now this bounce actually tested this whole level here. And then the moving averages crosses each other again. And then boom, you got it. So it means you get an entry here, 1. You come out here. If you are a swing trader, that means you are going to put your stop loss here and hold the trade. All right. But there is no sense holding trade at this level, because now this level is a major base that markets have to do a rate decision. Okay. But there is also a reason to enter this sell and enjoy this move as well. So the third move is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.5 hours ago, you would have been in a buy, which would also be giving you some good money. By now, those are things we learned on Monday and they played out. Now, let's now add the other 250 and see something. All right. So just observe. So I'm going to indicators. moving average. So this time round, we are adding extra 2. I can't add more than expected. So let me just add, let me make this one 50. And I'll use my favorite color. This. Okay, now what do you see? Right. When I say trading is easy, people don't understand me. My people, it's easy, okay? Now the same thing happening here when you apply it in crypto is the same. Right? So don't really worry yourself and go and throw your little money away. You have someone that can teach you. Now, where is the 50 moving average? It's here. And why do we say we got a confluence? Here. So if you are using candlestick structure, you get an entry. If you are using the moving average 4 and 9, you will get an entry. Then the 50 EMA gives you an entry. So we have three confluence over there for you to sell. 3 confluence over there for you to sell. Then at this point now, the 50 moving average is already above, confirming the direction of the market as a sell market. So this is just a retest, which we'll call impulsive correction. Impulsive correction. Okay, so those who will go a layer ahead would have now put Fibonacci 2 here, which we are going to look at. They'll put Fibonacci 2 here, which will tell them that this value would have been 50.0 or 61.0 to confirm that the rejections, the correction is ended, a new sell market is pushing down, and you get this move perfectly. All right, so these are just normal principles that you need to follow and use your observational structure and be able to identify levels, okay, which we looked at before. We are going to look at it again. Now, some people will also add trend lines, which will still work one way or the other. Some people too don't believe to use trend line. They all only one of my mentor, Adam Poe, he doesn't believe in diagonal trend line. He believes in the normal support and resistance, and that works for him. But I blend all of them because I see a reason to use 1, 2 from one point, then another 2 from another point. Now, with all these, regardless who is giving you signal, you will be able to backtest the signal. Okay, because you know the basis. Truthfully, this is basis. I say basis because those days I started trading, I go to investing.com, then I'll go and look at their summary of technical analysis, and they will say moving average 2, 3, 4, so and so predict market is going to buy. Then I'll go to my chart, I'll buy, and I still make money. So I see it as basis. All right, but people will go and pay $200 for these strategies. Now, when you are paying for EAs, the EAs works on dynamics of indicators. The only point EAs, or where EAs become advantage or an advantage, is because you don't have emotion. You don't know how you suffered to get the money, but you knew how you suffered to get the money. That's why you have your emotion attached to it. Now, we can also break this structure again. Those of you who attended trading by session, we can still use this structure to get the session out of it. All right. So if you want us to look at any asset, please drop it in the chat box. Let's look at it. And then treat one topic, and we call it night. If you have any asset you want us to look at, then you can. USD what is USDT? USD what? Okay, so we should look at USD JPY. Okay, so we are going to look at USD JPY. So US dollar and Japanese yen has been an uptrend. So first thing I will do, I will go to daily time frame minimum and look at the structure. So we look at daily time frame. 2021, we are expecting a bullish change. Then we have a continuation pattern here. The market break above and it's buying. Okay. Now let me take off these moving averages. Let's do pure price action. Okay. So now, when it happened like this, we are at least going to spot high of a period and low of a period. Okay. So let's look for a low of a period, and it depends on the period you want to look at. Okay. So I will look at it from this point here. I'll use the current data. That's 2016. Okay. So 2016, I have this here. That's the lowest price that's come to 2016. But if you are looking at 2014 thereabouts, then you will take it here. Okay. Now we are going to look at the high of the period. So the same period we are looking at, we're going to take each high. So we have the high here, the highest it has come, giving us a zone. So we have the zones here. This whole area will be a zone. Now, we still have a low here, which is more or less like a fundamental analysis. On funny ground, we'll see this as a Tesla logo. Okay, so we now have another low created here. We have this low. That Confluence or goes with the support at this level from 2014. And then I will still add another low here. I'll take all this structure into consideration. So it's more or less like 2014, this same structure consolidated and break above. So we are going to see something like a bullish flag here. The market push up very well. Then our highs. So we have a high here, a high here, a high here. So before then, let's look at this high. Okay. Then we take this high as well. That's a reason. Now, this happened on the daily time frame. Now, this whole area, market is actually moving sideways. There is no really impulsive move. So somebody can, or what somebody also do is that a person can spot a trend line up. Let's see if we can get a best fit trend line here and how it's going to work on the other time frames. So after I do this, I'll go to now 4-hour time frame. Every trader, please, when you start this way, your chances of losing is very low. Okay. All right. So now our trend line picks here. Our support we spotted picked, and then we see them picking. All right. So we now see mini support and resistances from the trend. Okay. So we now take one here. Okay. Another one is in this range here. We have another one. This whole area is also one. So I'll give it the current data. Now, what we spotting, one way or the other, some are resistance converted to support resistance. Now, this market is already an uptrend. It's going up. So the point is that where will it reverse from? Now let's go back to the daily time frame again. So before it reverses, it has already broken some highs here. So we'll be targeting 118.5 area or 120 if you're looking at the base, at the whole number base, or 12200. Those are where we expect a major return from. Now we have a confluence here. We have a confluence here. And then we have structures creating, patterns creating. So we now have to now apply patterns, separation, patterns in patterns for us to be able to get the direction. So if you're able to know how to spot patterns very well and be able to make money. Now, at this point, when you go to 1 hour time frame, you might get some opportunities. But look at it, you will see that market is actually consolidating and ranging at the same time. So we now have to spot this whole area here in this level. So when it broke it and test it, then we know the direction. So as it is ranging here, when it breaks this whole level and test it, we'll be expecting a break above here again. When it tests it, then we are expecting market to keep going up. When it breaks below, then we are expecting it to sell. So that's what we have to be looking at for. But those who are scalpers, they would have buy here, come out. This is where scalpers make a lot of money. Okay, scalpers and some day traders, they also make a lot of money. But this 1 hour time frame. When we go to the 15-minute time frame, it's also clear. It's actually respecting the consolidation. Now, when it is ranging, the levels will be the same, almost the same, but consolidation. Some are up, some are low, some are high, some are low, some are high. So they will also get some opportunities to make some income here. Now, you also have to look at session as well here. There is session applying here. One is running, break out, break above, then running, break above, running, break above, running. So now we have to expect the highest it will go before deciding to fall. Then we'll be able to understand the concept on the direction. But currently, I would say it is ranging. If you're on the 15-minute time frame, it's ranging. So if you want to trade it, then you have to be able to get your support and resistance as well. Then you can take some advantages of it with structure formation. Okay, so as it is moving in patterns. So you're able to spot those patterns. You're able to identify the market nature and market condition. You will get your opportunity to trade it. Any other? All right. So today, let's look at Candlestick. Just small part 2. So we have to now learn to spot some candles. Initially, because I like patterns, I don't really follow candles. I only trade one candle for pin. I trade pin bar, I trade teaser tops, and then engulfing and haramis. I chose that because they are more or less like easy to spot. And when we look into rates, we look into proper research. You will look at the point that no matter how, at the end of the day, there is one way or the other a pin bar forming. Now that pin bar comes as doji, hammer, inverted hammer. And we look at the two engulfing, bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing, bearish harami and bullish harami. Another one that is also easy to spot is morning star and evening star. Those ones helps you to know when market is reversing. All right, so I'm going to share a file with you guys. That is a Candlestick Bible. Let me see if I can get it shared here. If I can't, then maybe I have to drop it in the chat box. I don't think so. Okay, so I wouldn't get that opportunity to share it. Now, all these things has names. All the candles we see here, they all have names. And I believe that some of the names we might not even know, but we will base it on how they look. Okay, we'll base it on how they look. So who can, okay, let me just do it myself. Now, when we look at these whole areas, we have some candles forming. I think this will be a doji. Now, when we come to a doji, we expect to see something like this. We expect to see something like this, either close, and then the wick more or less like equal. Something like this. That is a doji. So this could be one. This could also be one. But it is not doji, because when you look at it, you realize that the shaded portion is less than 1/3. It's more or less like 1/3. So consider that as a hanging man. Okay, so what is a hanging man? A hanging man is like a cross. And a cross, they turn upside down. So doji will be like a plus. Okay, I want us to get from that picture a plus, 1 + 1. So that plus, just like the cursor showing, will be like a doji. All right. Then we have the bullish engulfing. Let me draw a hanging man. Let me see if I can draw it. Just sketch it quickly. So a hanging man will be something like this. At this time around, the other wick will be long. Then this one will be a little bit short. So that will be like a hanging man. And the opposite of this will be a hammer. So we all know hammer. If the head is up, that comes with the name hammer. Then we also have what we call dragonfly. The dragonfly is more or less like this. It's more or less like something like this. Yeah, something like that. Okay, now these mostly go with changing of direction, mostly. Okay, so when you go through the chart and you're trying to spot them, you'll see that they are more or less like they come when market is mostly about to change direction. Okay. Then we also have the tweezer tops. They look like this. Let's say something like this. Let's say dragonfly ×2. Okay, but sometimes the bodies are a little bit big. Sometimes it can as far as something like this. The two of them will appear. That tells you that the rejection is confirmed. So the next rejection, the next candlestick will determine how the market direction will go. Okay. So those who trade candlestick, they always rely on that aspect only. Then we have Marubozu. So the Marubozu mostly goes with something like this. Sometimes it's more or less like a full candle without a wick, or the wick is just small, something like this. Something like this. Or small one will also be here like this. Well, at least mostly sometimes there's always a small rejection. Okay. So this one, to me, this is not Marubozu, but this is a Marubozu. But the two, when you merge the two, you'll get a different shape. Because when, let's say you are just talking about this one. Let's say you are just all of them together, you realize that one is somehow longer than one. Okay, and at this point, market is actually doing a ranging, going a downtrend. So maybe this might be due to what's the name? Fundamental or sentiment. So when a Marubozu is formed in a bullish move, when a Marubozu is formed in a bullish move, it means that the next candle will still be bullish. So when the next candle forms bullish, it means that the next candle will still form bullish. Until we see something like Haramis, we see something like Dojis, we see something like Hanging Man or Hammer. Sorry, when it is going out, we see something like Hanging Man and Doji or Evening Star, then we are expecting market to change direction. So Evening Star will give us Marubozu and maybe maybe a Doji. So something like this. Let's say something like this. Something like this. Then another Marubozu. Okay. So this becomes an evening star. So after evening star, evening when it happens, you expect a fall. Okay. The morning star, you expect a rise. So now, when you spot these on support and resistances or demand and supplies, you more likely going to get a good move. So there are people who see these structures, they call themselves candlestick experts, all right, but they still enter trade and it does not go well with them. So when you start looking at these things, you should also have in mind what patterns are. You should also have in mind the general trend of the market. The general trend of the market. Where is market going? Where is market coming from? So when you're able to put all these things together, then you add the candlesticks and the patterns, then your analysis can be correct. Now, this same thing works on the crypto market as well. It works on the hybrid market as well. The hybrid market is more or less like fiat versus crypto, or crypto, I mean, yes. All right, so I will send a book to the groups so that you can download it. Please, if you take time to go through, you will not have problem understanding candlestick structure and candlestick movements. It is very important. That is the major indicator in the trading market. Okay. So just for recap, we have types of the charting system. Major, we have the candlestick that looks like this. We have the line. It looks like this. Those who use the line mostly are those who are good in patterns. They understand pattern formation. They trade it. And then we have the bar as well. There are people who also, and they understand the bar, but the candlestick is the most common one that everybody uses. Okay, so on this note, let's ask questions. Now, some assets are not really suitable for beginners. Sometimes GBP, JPY, it's not really one way or the other. That's what many teachers used to say. But once you focus on the system and you understand your risk levels and you're able to spot things that you need to spot, you get to the market and you realize that there is nothing like a sentiment for that particular pair, and your technical analysis is going to work. Fair enough. Okay, so you can go to the next level by identifying what we call the bounce and break. Now, when market is also moving, you see we have a pin bar here, more or less like a hammer. Then we see a doji, another piercing line, then a little rejection, that's the red line there. Then we see another doji. Then this is a pure Marubozu. This pure Marubozu now gives a little bit of consolidation here. You see Marubozu, Marubozu. But we got a more or less like a hanging man here and piercing line there. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles before this bearish candle swallowing the what's the name, the green candle, confirm that there will be a bounce here. Okay, confirm that there will be a bounce here. Right, so when you know these things and you understand what market is doing, look at what is just happening right now. So US dollar just got some push. Within 5 minutes, we can see how much somebody would have been making if they already understand that this is a support. Okay, so those are things that happen in the market. So once this thing happens, that long move happen and you don't understand, probably go to the what's the name? Go to the news market to see if there's any sentiment that comes for that asset. So as a trader, you must always be active on those platforms to know what is actually happening, what is moving the market, why is market pushing, and so on and so forth. Okay, so with this, thank you for your time. I always love it when the number is huge and is reducing slowly. That's always my happy. Okay, so it's time for question. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. And then we call it night.